Yeah, I got me one of these little electric furnaces, the 3 kilogram crucible, and I haven't really even fired it up yet. Looking at the directions, they say to heat it up to between 300 and 500 Celsius to get the moisture out, so I'm going to do that here in a second. I've got this piece of brass here, thought I'd melt, and I got to run in the house and find out what the temperature is for brass. But you can see it's a little bit longer than the crucible, so I need to mark it with a Sharpie and cut it maybe just a hair shorter, and then I can, after it melts down, I can drop the rest in. Or I can put the short piece in first, let it melt, and then once it kind of liquefies, then I can put the rest in there, let it melt down, and put it here on the scale. As you can see, the scale is zeroed out. Now I'm putting it down on there, and we got 1 pound, 3.4 ounces, almost 3.5 ounces. But we'll probably lose a little with dross and whatnot, so a little bit of copper in there, so it may come out a little red brassy. I don't know. But you can definitely tell it's yellow brass. So this is going to be my first time, so we'll see how it goes. So stick with me. Okay, I'm fixing to give it a couple more minutes. That thing was going on up. It got up to like 433, and I thought, well, shouldn't it stop at 400? So I thought, well, maybe I didn't do it right. So I hit the set button, and the indicator started flashing for a number. I hit set again, and then it stopped at 400. And it was like 433, like I said. It went up to 434, and then now it's starting to come back down. But the book said between, was it 3 and 500 Celsius? So I thought, well, 400's right in the middle, so I'll just go there. But it's been almost time. Got my mold set out. Now I'm just a beginner at this. I've been watching some videos and doing some reading. So I had to cut that thing open when I went to cut it in half, and had all this steel in there. Looks like copper, but it's not. Magnet sticks to it. So I got this brass chain. I need to get that screw going. I ground on it somewhere, right there. And then got this pipe fitting. It looks more like it has a little bit of reddish color to it, so it might be red brass, but that's okay. I don't mind if I a little red in with the yellow. So I'm going to carry this stuff over there by the little furnace. I think I'm going to try to drop the small pieces in first, but I have to be gentle so I don't break the crucible. So got some needle nose over here. Thought I had some long-handled needle nose somewhere, but couldn't find them, so I guess I'll have to go down to Harbor Freight and get me a cheap pair. Don't have to be anything fancy just for setting stuff down in the crucible. Like I said, if I had molten metal in there, I'd have to set it in there easy so it doesn't splash, but right now I don't have anything molten. So I think I'm going to start with the chain. That definitely won't make a bump. I got that little ring. Got this little piece. And then last but not least, that piece. So that almost comes to the top. Yeah, so I'm going to have to let it cook down a little bit, but it's got to be 1700 degrees Fahrenheit. And which is 965.5 Celsius. And they say that a good pouring temperature is about 100 degrees, above the melting temperature. So I figure, okay, 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, which figures out to 982.2. So I'm going to bump it up 983. And they say the crucible loses about 100 degrees temperature per minute that is out of the furnace. So that's one thing I liked about this, because I can grab it, pull it out, and then bring it right down and pour. And then I saw a guy, he said he likes to heat his molds up to between 400 and 500 degrees, or somewhere between that, 400 to 600. So I've got my torch over there for that when the time comes. So now I'm going to set this up here to, what did I say, 983. Up arrow, that one. 2, 3, 8. That's down. 9. Set 983. Okay, it's going to take a little while to get up to that temperature. I just heard it kick in. They say it takes 30 to 45 minutes for this thing to heat up. We're at 400 Celsius already, so we just got to go another 500. So it'll probably take about 20 minutes or so. So we'll see you then. Well, we're up to 983. It was just a little bit under that a few minutes ago. And I added that other little piece. You can see it's already red hot. It's nice and red down in there. And I still got that one there to put in there, so I'll check back in about 5-10 minutes and see if that's melted down. If it's liquid, then I can go ahead and put the other one in. I need to order a couple graphite rods, that way I can stick them down in there and steer it and make sure that it's molten. It's all liquid and no chunks. So I think I'm going to order some stuff tonight. So I think the graphite rods, I need to get another crucible for this. If I try to do copper, I didn't want to start out with copper right away, because that's max temperature pretty much. So I thought I'll go ahead and do brass, because that's not all the way up. They say 1150 they'll go up to, but most of the time I see them set it at 1100. But that figures out to what, 2021 degrees, 22 degrees, something like that. And copper melts at 1981, I think. So it's only like 30 degrees or so above the melting point. So that's kind of pushing it. So that means when you pull it out of there, you got to work pretty quick, because it's going to cool down pretty fast. So in this mold here on the right, it's got 15 degree tapered sides, so the ingot should come out of there pretty easy, and it's supposed to hold 1 pound of copper. So now I don't know if that's like exactly level or whatever, but we got just a hair over. What did I say, 1 pound 2 ounces, and we may skim a little off, which I need to go out and grab a spoon to do some skimming with. And I got a deal out back here that I just unloaded off the trailer I can use for knocking any dross into. I probably need to get a little borax out here, just a little bit to steer in. Which the spoon I got won't go all the way to the bottom. That's why I need to get some graphite rods. I've had this thing for about a week, but I've just been so busy that I haven't had time to play with it. So just bringing in scrap metal and melting it down. Now this really some of the first I've melted other than aluminum. So just trying it all out. Anyway, I'll get off here and we'll resume it in a few minutes when this gets melted and I add that other piece. Looks like it's molten. So let's gently lower that baby down in there. There we go. And we shut this, shut the lid, and let it cook a while longer. And then we'll prep the, I'll come back and check it again in 10-15 minutes, and should be done, I hope. And now we'll pour an ingot. I got to get a little. I got to get the spoon yet and get the borax yet too. Okay, it's liquid. So couldn't find my spoon, so I got a long knife. Red hot already. Yeah, I have my gloves on, so I gotta be careful. Should have them on. Fixing to get them on. Let that cook in there for a few minutes, and in the meantime, I'll try to prepare my molds. Right now it's saying 105, and I haven't done anything. Now it's saying 214. Propane bottle's about to run out. Here's 300. It's warm and humid out here today. Oh, what it is, my sweat dried. Oh well. Got a shirt sleeve. That borax should have melted by now. Yeah, let me get my gloves on and get ready for this. At the moment, I haven't really broke these gloves in at all. First time really putting them on. Well, it's all bunched up on there. Another thing, I got to turn this where the pouring spout is to my left, since that's the direction I'm going to be pouring. Close that up just for another minute. Okay, I'll get you a better angle. Okay, here we go, moment of truth. Put it back in there and let that remelt. Not sure what we got here, but it is what it is anyway, huh? Get that one out of the way. I need a pan of water, but I don't really have one right at this moment. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, pops right out of there. Kind of lopsided. Yeah, that's probably not a good place to set that. I'll set it over here in this one. Oh, now I'll get a pan of water. Yeah, there's our ingot in all its glory. Yeah, may not have had the mold hot enough, may not have poured it out fast enough. I'm thinking if I would have had about 2.5 pounds, it may have held its heat and worked a lot better. This is what was left in the crucible after I remelted it all. Poured it out. So, I weighed the one ingot and I weighed the little piece. Ingot weighs 1 pound, 0.9 ounces, so almost 1 pound, 1 ounce. And the other piece weighs 1.7 ounces. I may try to melt that again one day, maybe soon, and see if I can maybe go up another 50 degrees or so and add another pound to it, 1.5 pounds. I don't think things are losing heat too much today because it's a good 90 degrees and very humid. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I hope I can earn your subscription. And if you like this kind of stuff, melting metal. Right now I'm just doing ingots. I got to get some special molds, but I got to get where I can pour something consistent. I know it takes practice, I guess, like anything else. You know, I want to try to get away with having stuff like that. You know, I don't know if that was just mold wasn't hot enough or the metal wasn't hot enough, because it did seem to cool awful fast. So that's what I'm thinking. So I may melt that down again and practice if it'll fit in the crucible. I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'll have to melt it down in my waste oil burner. Do it that way. So we'll see you guys in the next video.